is hold the short sides, put your fingers on the short side like so, and your scalpel like a pen. Okay, mine is kind of banged up. Okay, so you see how this is. So I'm gonna sort of do it like right here. You know what I'm saying? Because I have to hold it on the side, I'm gonna squish it. So I'm gonna just do this deal. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Do you see where my fingers are strategically located? Away from the thing, the whatchamacallit?
Away from the
Blade.
pointy end.
Yeah, away from the sharp end of the blade. Do you see how much pressure I'm putting? And I used to lift weights, so I'm strong. So it means the cornea is extremely hard. That's why you have to be extremely careful with the scalpel. Because you don't want to see your finger dancing on the floor there.
Dancing on the floor. Yay.
Dancing with the stars. Or dancing with the ground with the stars. You see, boom, I'm in. Ooh, did you see I entered? Okay, so and then I stop. Then I go back to my usual blunt scissors. Well, it is actually blunt. It's a blunt end scissors, but it's also blunt. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so here now. Did you see some oozing of that? Whatchamacallit? Aqueous humor. Okay, do you see? Most of it was oozing when there was a hole on it. So, boom, I'm finishing off my incision nicely and safely with a pair of scissors. Don't be trying to be whatever. Surgical with the scalpel and try to finish it off with the scalpel. Don't do that. Because this thing is slippery and slippery when wet. You know what I'm saying? And it will get you.
I'll get you. Okay.
We don't want you to be gotten. You know what I'm saying? The scissors does an excellent job too, by the way, doesn't it? I think it does. It does better than a scalpel because you have more control of the scissors. Come on, buddy. So one of you guys can cut the thingy. And you can each take turns in kind of cutting the incision. Ah, voila. Excuse me. Oh my god. Did you see that? So what is this?
Diamonds.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god. I cut it exactly in half. I'm gonna come and measure yours, okay? No, I won't. This is the pupil. Can you see the lens back here? Well, my lens kind of fell through because my vitreous humor, everything has been destroyed. Okay? So you can see the muscles of the ceiling. So this one probably had some sort of black eyes. Sometimes we've seen brown-eyed goats and stuff. I mean sheep. In the so
That's a cow
pupil.
eye.
And this is the. Do you see how thick the cornea is? It's so thick, it's not even funny, and it's hard to cut too. You know, when you think of the eye, you think it's the most delicate organ. No, it's not. This is hard and tough. Okay, so this is what I was saying. You have single squamous, simple squamous epithelium here. Okay, and then the humor is giving that up. Okay, nutrients and stuff, and then on here is stratified squamous. Makes sense because that's where you have the eyebrows brushing up against. Okay, and the tears provide that. Okay, so that's good. So that's the first incision. This one is gonna be kind of challenging to make the second incision. Okay, like that, because my retractor will be. On top of the muscle. You'll be there all day. Yes, you will. So you might want to spread this.
Very little
This is
sliver.
that fat that we were talking about, you know what I'm saying?
The orbit.
Orbital fat.
Orbital fat, yeah, that protects because the eyeball is in the. Some of it is just steak, you know what I'm saying? Some of it seems like. Oh shoot!
Did you just drop your eye?
I dropped my eye.
It's a slippery little sucker.
That's what I told you. It's slippery when wet. That's why you gotta be careful with that. I mean, seriously.
God.
I dropped it. But that's why you wear lab coats. Otherwise, I'll be having cat juice or whatever juice. Perfect solution. It's called perfect, but still. Okay, my good friends. She's a friend of mine. You're all good friends of mine. Thank you.
Wouldn't want you slippery when wet, you know? It's gross.
It's true.
It is. That's all that stuff leaking out everywhere.
It's the aqueous humor. And I think my vitreous humor has also been destroyed in this eye. But we're just going to cut for that exercise, okay?
We didn't destroy it.
I
It
know.
wasn't us. I
It
said.
wasn't us. It's nobody's fault.
You get a dissection date for this too?
I got a what now?
We
I'm not. I said I'm not. You know, with all this stuff, we don't have enough eyes and so forth, so I'm not. It won't be good.
might as well get an A on it.
You've already got the dissection test already, and you got the dissection instrument test, whatnot.
Losing my
Okay,
balance.
my good friends.
Definitely not
Okay, so you see what I did? I spread out all these things, and then I have what I call a sighting of the sclera a little bit. You know what I'm saying, my good friends?
No.
This time the eye is going to be much more difficult to handle. Why? Because we have already cut the front end, so it's going to be. And as usual, you put your hands on this, your fingers on the side, and then the direction you're cutting, there should be no finger down here. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm not holding it like this. Oh my God, it's even painful to think about doing it like that. You know what I'm saying? This is the reason why. See how hard that thing is. Don't drop the eye. Oh, I can't even see my incision. I might have to use my sharp end for 2 seconds, you know what I'm saying? Instead, I think my vitreous humor has been thinning it up. I still don't have enough of a horn. Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, the correct quarter cut it decent. Because sometimes you cut the sclera only, and the correct cut kind of remains like a membrane inside.
Is it supposed to or no?
It depends on how deep you go when you do the cut. You know, sometimes you don't go deep enough, and then you keep cutting the sclera by itself, and the thing remains inside because the immediately internal to the sclera is that corona has been oozing all the time. And because sometimes you find your gel intact, sometimes you find your gel almost just messed up, non-existent, like my eye, not this one. You know what I'm saying? So I do that. You don't ever want to cut the muscle and the sclera because that would be too hard for you. This thing's extra hard. Do you see my thingy, my retina? It's like cream cheese, and it's all thingied up. Do you guys like cream cheese?
I used to.
Oh, I love cream cheese. Fat-free cream cheese. Okay, so we're not gonna see anything because our retina just already detached from the thingy. You can see part of the vitreous humor over here, and then you can see the spot where the retina is attached right here, or with the blind spot. Boom, boom, boom. There's the cranial nerve number. So these are the axons of what kind of cells? These axons, the axons that make up this cranial nerve. Axons of which cells? Starts with a G.
The glial cells.
Ganglion cells. Yeah. Okay.
So
Those
how,
are- yes.
how come we can't use fresh eyes?
Fresh eyes that haven't been preserved, you mean?
Yes.
Because they will go bad in like 2 seconds. When you're done, they will then start to stink up, and you can't keep it until we do the exam. So that's why. But you know, if you wanted to just look at the whole eye, sometimes you can go to Washington Beef over there, and
Ask
there's
for
some
an eye.
classes that do that. Yeah.
Just ask for an eye.
Normally, you would find the all the vitreous humor would be there. Can I get some ice? Is that what you said? Yeah. You want some ice?
Said I'm gonna go to Washington Beef and ask them for some ice. So,
My good friends, do you see this? The choroid coat has got a bunch of melanocytes in there, melanin.
make it
And it
black.
also, just like the pigmented layer, has got a bunch of melanin in there. It kind of absorbs all the extraneous light so that you can focus the light you want to create vision with. So it's really focused, so the rest of the other light is kind of absorbed. Okay, you know, black absorbs all the things. Also, on top of that, it protects against the UV radiation, right? Okay, my good friends. Normally, you would peel off the vitreous humor from the choroid coat, and then you would remain with the retina still attached to the choroid coat. You see this creamish sort of fawn colored stuff would still be attached to the choroid coat. Okay, and you can see the ciliary processes. Do you see the ciliary processes? When you see through the back, you see the ciliary processes.
Oh yeah.
You see them? The ciliary processes are the epithelium that produces this stuff, yeah, aqueous humor. Okay, and you can see how the lens is held by that. Okay, I'm gonna do like so. Do you see this? Where the lens is, you can see the imprint of the ciliary suspensory ligaments on it. Okay, and then of course I'm going to sort of release it from there. What fluid is this? Vitreous humor. Okay, I'm going to release it from there. I'm gonna shave it off. Okay, I'm gonna sort of do that. So this is the remnants of what we have of the vitreous humor. Hey, it's even clear for that matter. Oh my god, do you see that, my good friends? So those are things I can't take in the exam, but I will still be able to take this. And if I have some muscles here, I'll be able to take some of the extrinsic eye muscles. Okay. So those extrinsic eye muscles are controlled by which nucleus in the brain? Because they move the eyeball to follow objects. Which nucleus did I say controls the extrinsic eye muscles?
Nucleus.
Which part of the brain, or which nucleus isn't it? It's a group of neurons in the brain. It's part of the midbrain, right? The superior colliculi. Remember I said some of the nerve impulses go through the superior colliculi to kind of move the eyes to follow objects. Okay? Because when you're viewing stuff, you need your eyes to be focused there. You need your eyes to be directed towards that. So, okay? So anyway, that's what that does. Those extrinsic eye muscles are controlled by that, by the superior colliculi. Okay? So this is the retina. Okay? So I'm kind of spreading it out. Of course, there's no chance we're going to be seeing that macular tear because our retina is bombed up real good. It's banged up real good. But I want you to see the I want you to see the blind spot. What the 80s. Okay, so I think what are we doing for time? Good. So you guys can cut, right? I think you can cut. So sclerum, you know, choroid coat, retina, optic disc, blind spot. You call it optic disc in the exam though. And these are ciliary processes, ciliary body, and the ciliary processes. And then you look from the front. You would have the cornea, and then you'd have the iris, and then the hole in this pupil. And then if we had the muscles, then the muscles we talked about, right?